This video is about my Cannondale bicycle. I got this years ago, maybe like 3 years ago, but I'm not even sure if I made a video about it. Just want to talk about bikes in general and how important it is to my development in Kung Fu, and you know, this is like my endurance training. This is the practical transportation. I haven't driven a car as a primary means of transportation for over 12 years. Since the year 2000, I dropped the car from my life, and I've been biking everywhere since. And I promote the bicycle lifestyle, and I've gotten Jenny, my wife, to live that lifestyle as well. You know, and she's been doing the bicycle lifestyle for probably a good 6 years now with me. You know, and you know, this lifestyle is great. You know, you save a lot of money, and as far as the bikes are concerned, I didn't really focus too much on the quality of the bike until I learned more recently about it. Basically, when it comes to buying bikes, if you get a bike that you really like, you know, that fits you well, and is something that you enjoy riding, then it's going to increase your chances of riding the bike. You know, if you just get a junky bike from like Target or Walmart, you know, the quality of bikes that you get over there, they're not that great. You know, there's a lot of different bikes, different styles. There's road bikes, there's mountain bikes, there's hybrids, and this is something that's called a Cyclocross, and this is made by Cannondale. Cannondale is one of the popular brands out there that's known for high quality. Before, they used to be known to be created and produced out of America, one of the few bikes, but now they did ship their manufacturing production to overseas. This one's actually made out of Taiwan, but it's still a Cannondale brand. This is the Cyclocross, which is basically like a road bike. It has the benefits of a road bike combined with the benefits of like a mountain bike. So you see something like this, you have like the road bike handlebars, but then there's a grip up here that gives the ability to hold the bike, to ride the bike as if it's a mountain bike. So you have brakes over here, and you have brakes over here as if it's a road bike. So the frame of the bike looks like a road bike, but the tires can be switched out. The tires come with you know, semi-thick. It's not as thick as a mountain bike, the tires, but it's not as thin as a road bike. So you get the benefits of both worlds essentially. And the bike is very light. People that are serious about biking, at first, you know, I just ride like regular bikes, whatever I could find, and I gradually started to get more serious with it. At first, I might start off riding a bike that was given to me by my uncle. Maybe the bike was worth maybe like $400, maybe $500, and it was a mountain bike. As I got more serious with it, I started to purchase other bikes around the $500 range, $600 range. And then I finally, you know, maybe about 3 years ago, or maybe even 4 years ago, I ended up purchasing this bike, and this bike ran for about $1,300. Now the quality of the bike is definitely worth the money if you're serious about the biking. Now when you ride a bike that you really do enjoy and that you like, it's not like people, it's not like a funny thing anymore. You know, like how people would make fun of people riding bikes and stuff. But if you got a poor quality bike, then yeah, people make fun of you. But if you got a really nice bike and you bike seriously, it's not funny anymore. It's more like pretty cool. You know, kind of like those serious bikers. I mean, they might spend like $10,000 on a bike, and it's like really cool. You know, so it's just like cars or anything in general. Like you could have some shoes that are just low quality shoes, and people might make fun of you. But once you get like really nice shoes, they don't make fun of you anymore, because those are nice shoes. Same thing with the cars. You might have a really junky car. People make fun of your car. But if you got a really nice Mercedes or a BMW, then it's not funny anymore. You know, so I think a lot of people shy away from riding bikes because, oh, they think it's not cool or things like that. But once you have a really nice bike, it's not even like funny. I mean, this is like, people like look at the bike and like, wow, you know, that's a nice bike. Like, this is not a joke. So basically, when you get more serious about the bike riding and you invest in a bike that you really like of high quality, there's really nothing to be ashamed about or embarrassed about because you ride a bike everywhere. It's more like people end up, in a way, almost envying you that you have a nice bike and that you are serious about riding. If you got a bike that fits you well, that's the right height for you, because these bikes come in different sizes. If you get a bike that's too big for you, that's not good. You know, you're gonna have a very difficult time riding the bike. If you get a bike that's too small, same thing. It's not gonna feel comfortable. You know, if you get a seat that doesn't feel comfortable, that's not gonna feel comfortable. The handlebars aren't put in the right position, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. So there's a lot of different things that come into play when you purchase a bike. It has to be the right fit. It has to be the right type of bike that you like. If you get a road bike, it's more for high speed. You know, high speed, and you can't really ride the road bike in the wintertime, you know, because the tires are very thin. So the road bike is mainly for high speed, but it's not that comfortable. Then there's other bikes like mountain bikes, which go very slow, and you could ride those in the wintertime, but it's heavier, it's slower, and you're not gonna go that fast. So I think for me, a lot of the joy out of riding a bike is being able to go fast, and this bike right here is the benefits of the mountain bike and the road bike, which allows me to ride it in the wintertime, and then allows me to have a really good amount of speed to it. On this bike, I actually topped off at like 29.5 miles an hour. I almost got to 30 miles per hour, and I mean, it's a very fast bike that I really like. When I ride the bike, I feel very comfortable. I don't feel that you know, that I'd be frowned upon. Everybody, you know, has mentioned, a lot of people have mentioned that they really like this bike, that it looks nice and it's a nice quality bike. But when I'm riding a junky bike, yeah, it does look kind of silly, and I don't feel too comfortable riding a junky bike sometimes. I know it's not about what other people think, but at the same time, you want to be happy with what you ride. You know, you want to be happy with the clothes that you wear, and you don't want to feel awkward in clothes that you don't like. You don't want to have shoes that are low quality, that you're embarrassed that other people look at the shoes that you wear. So I think in order to convert over to this bicycle lifestyle, you're gonna have to get a bike that you really do like, that where you impress yourself, like, wow, you know, that's a nice bike, and you want to ride it. You know, it's comfortable, it's fast, it's efficient. Then you're gonna ride it more often, and you're not gonna be embarrassed about riding, because I think that's one of the barriers. People make it seem like that you know, that only people that can't afford cars ride bikes, or people, you know, weird people ride bikes. But really, you could break that by just showing that the bicycle lifestyle is about health and fitness, and this is a better way of living, a better way of like going from point A to point B. And this is a very good supplement training to the martial arts, and it's a very important to my kung fu training in general. I ride my bike everywhere. Like I said, I'm training my kids to ride bikes, and my wife has gotten into the bicycle lifestyle, and this is very practical kung fu. I mean, you save a lot of money when you ride a bicycle. I mean, it's not just about the money, but just enjoying the weather. You know, while you ride the bike, you're not cooped up in a box. You know, you get to enjoy the weather and enjoy the sun, the winds, everything. You know, and you just get closer to nature, and you get a great exercise. It's good for your heart, it's good for your leg development, your calves, and you know, just cardio and everything. You know, and this is something where you don't have to pay for the insurance. You don't gotta pay the car loan fees. You don't gotta pay, you know, the maintenance fees for the cars. You don't gotta get things fixed. You don't have to pay the gas bill. You know, the gas is, you know, pay for gas for the car. I mean, you spend a bike, say you buy a bike for like $1,300 or $1,500. People might think that's a lot of money for a bike, but really it's not much at all compared to how much money people spend for cars. So if you decide not to buy that $50,000 Mercedes or whatever, and you buy like a $2,000 bike, hey, you know, you saved yourself $48,000 that you could spend on something else. You know, you could spend that $48,000 on a lot of different things. You know, maybe buy a wooden dummy, a high quality wooden dummy. You know, buy, you know, nice clothes or nice shoes, or you can use that money to go out to eat or whatever. You get $48,000 opposed to $50,000. I mean, $2,000 compared to $50,000 is nothing. So $2,000 bike is well worth the money. If you're willing to spend anywhere over $1,000 for a bike, you could pretty much get a pretty good quality bike, you know. And I invested in something in this like this, and I love it, you know. And I love it, but if it gets stolen, you know, I get a high quality bike lock that's going to be very hard to break. But if this bike does get stolen, you know, I'm not attached to it. We're overly attached to it. I could just buy another one, not a big deal. You know, $1,300 is a lot, but it's not that much. You know, you can still get another one if it got stolen. But you know, it just makes you just watch out for it more, make sure you lock it up and things like that, you know. So I do highly recommend for people that are serious about this bicycle lifestyle to purchase a really good bike. And in order to get a really nice bike, you gotta go to the independent retailers. You can't get it into the mass retailers. Like, you can't get a nice bike from like Walmart or Target or Walgreens or something like that. You need to go to like the independent shops that specialize in selling bikes. And you know, learning about bicycles, I don't know that much about them, but I've learned that Cannondale is one of the top brands out there. Cannondale is a good brand. Trek is a good brand. And you know, Giant's a pretty good brand. I mean, there's brands out there. Specialized is a pretty good brand. You want to stick to the high quality brands. You want to make sure that you get a really nice bike that you really like. Test ride the bike and see how fast it goes. And it's just a great lifestyle. I highly recommend it. You know, that's why I'm making this video, is updating people. This is my bike, you know, and this is, you know, I love it. You know, Cannondale. I put a bike rack in the back where you could store, you know, store things in the back, you know. Put a little pouch in the back of my seat to store even more stuff. I do put a trailer to this, connect a trailer to this to ride my kids around. There's one of the trailers. The trailer right there costs about $330, you know. This bike right here, like I said, was like $1,300. That bag right there with the rack is probably running around $100, maybe $200 altogether or more. We're talking about like maybe $2,000 right there. The trailer and the bike and everything is about $2,000. You know, but it's well worth the money when you're serious about it. There's also a speedometer that I put on here so I can see how fast I'm going. There's a headlight that I put on there. There's a rear light right there that I use, you know, so people can see me at night. And that's pretty much what all you really need. You know, headlight, rear light, speedometer, bag in the back. There's a kickstand right there. So I highly recommend the bicycle lifestyle.